Busia, Kisi, now I know where you come from. Now we know the culprit. It is one Mawadhe Musili. Tafadhali, hold your peace, hold your peace. We hear you. We hear you. We hear you. We hear you. You know, ndugu Raila Wakamba na msemo that an animal smells exactly like the forest from which it slept the previous night. Nyamwe nyunga kitheka kila ye. Ama nyunga kitheka kia ilobi. So I can talk of Garissa, Wajir, Wiper's presence in 14 counties, and as a movement, I honestly believe this is just the beginning. But we might, in the interest of this nation and growth of democracy and deepening of our gains, have to operate now perhaps. And this is my challenge to the leadership of Azimio. We now must move with speed, consolidate Azimio National Secretariat, and be able to see whether going forward we will not give Azimio #1 priority. To our 3 elected governors, the 3 deputy governors, our 4 senators in this Lower Eastern region, 23 members of National Assembly, apart from the council, I think we're about 30, 4 county women members of parliament, 3 speakers of county assemblies, and 111 members of county assemblies. I salute you all and loudly say, hongereni, hongera, hakika tutaweza. Na hakika muliweza. I would also like to pay tribute to all those who sought elective office on a Wiper ticket across the country, but unfortunately did not prevail. William Shakespeare, in one of my favorite plays, Romeo and Juliet, wrote, I quote, "There is an old saying that applies to me. You can't lose a game if you don't play the game." End of quote. So, at the end of the day, you are the next lot of leaders. And to be honest with you, as Wiper, not to frighten our colleagues, our big brother ODM, if we move the way we did, we would even take over Kisi in Nyamira. I know we have MCAs from Nyamira. Did they come? Mheshimiwa Ndonya Aburi, oh, there she is, the Kisi County Women Representative on Wiper. But they worked very closely with the ODM governor of Kisi. The Bible, in the wonderful book of Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1 tells us there is an appointed time for everything, and the time for every affair under the sun. End of quote. This afternoon here in Niata may just be considered an appointed time, as we have invited our friends in Azimio One Kenya coalition here in a continuation of our town hall meetings. Ndugu Raila, this is actually a town hall meeting. Come to think of it. That's what we did, Sister Mother. We said a town hall meeting. But wow, what a town hall meeting. It's wonderful that you all could find time to come. Therefore, this continuation of these town hall meetings, and we call them sometimes the People's Baraza, to deliberate certain affairs afflicting all Kenyans under our sun. Despite the bipartisan talks between Azimio and Kenya Kwanza, there continues to be a sustained assault on democracy and an obvious attempt to take Kenyans back to the days of single-party dictatorship, as it then was, by consuming legitimate political parties. If this was not the case, we as Azimio la Umoja One Kenya will be the majority in the National Assembly. Our majority was stolen in broad daylight. Therefore, that's why we continue to fight for democracy. On Monday, we joined the rightful leadership of the Jubilee Party at their NDC at Gongres Gong Racecourse, because even were denied going to Bomas of Kenya. And we did this in solidarity, as well as to publicly express our revulsion at the blatant attempt to take over party by hypocrites. As the nation heard from Gong Racecourse, let them too today loudly and clearly hear our emphatic no, no. You will not take over Jubilee for the sake of democracy. Not now, not now, ever. And here, there's no clergy and political class. Kenyans must stand up and defend democracy. That's why I'm wearing this fatigue. I'll continue wearing this until I'm sure that the provisions of Constitution 2010 on multi-party democracy remain respected. Yesterday, Kenyans and the world witnessed a rogue regime's attempt to silence the voice and violate the freedoms of our brother Maina Njenga that are assured under our Constitution. In spite of the tear gas lobbed at them, you heard the freedom song sung at the DCI headquarters on Kiambu Road. I quote, and because I tried to get a quick translation, notice I can pick 90% of Kikuyu, because Mwangiria, ikiongea Kikamba unasikia yote, ikiongea Kikuyu nasema, this is how it went. Mount Kenya belongs to the warriors. You will not confuse us anymore. Our brothers and sisters from the mountain are loudly and clearly stating, enough is enough. On Wednesday, we suspended the bipartisan talks, in fact agreed with senior counsel, my learned brother, Otienda Molo, who is in the House. I think Kenyans will want to see Otienda Molo, who is leading the team here of very able negotiators, absolutely able. We gave them our team A, wakatupatia under 17. There's my brother Posing, who is, as you heard, the leader of KUP and member all the way from West Pokot. And of course we have also some of the other members there, your own Senator Wambua Kiyo. Did I see Kitui Senator? He's right there. Himself a renowned journalist. And of course, Abel, my young learned junior brother, Edwin Sifuna, Senator for Nairobi. And I think I saw of course the minority leader in the Senate, our senator from Kilifi. He's not sitting in that committee, but I saw him. Welcome so much, our brother, all the way from Kilifi. And others whom I think our party leader may want to introduce. I wholesomely concur with our minority leader and member for Kadhiani, who also serves as our national organizing secretary of the party, Honorable Robert Mbui's conclusions on the bill. And I quote, this is now, I'm sorry, I should go backwards a little bit. When we gave them our team A, they gave us team B, the other side has put forward an anti-people finance bill. Anti-people finance bill. And Sifuna, I think, was able to tell Kalwale the entire truth about this matter. Measures proposed include raising the gross sales tax from 1% to 3%, doubling the rate of value-added tax, VAT, applied on petroleum products from the existing 8% to 16%, 100% increase, and applying various excise duties, including an increase from 12% to 15% on money transfer services, and a new one on milk and sugar, maziwa na sukari. Further, there's what can only be called the Ghost National Housing Development Fund, statutory deduction of 3% of gross earnings, even their peers could not even stand before the Committee of Parliament to justify that. Therefore, I wholeheartedly concur when Robert Boy said, I have never seen such a vicious attempt to turn Kenyans into paupers. So what happened to the clarion call of Mamambogas and Bodabodas? Indeed, the hustler nation. If you buy a copy of my book, you will then be able to know whether your party leader is a hustler or not. Because a time has come when we must call a spade a spade. If you know where Sekuru is, it can only take the grace of God for one like me to stand before you and talk to you today. Wow, so while in Azimio, and I want to conclude, Azimio One Kenya feel pain to remind Kenyans that we continually spoke of false prophets. Within quotes will come to you in sheep's clothing, but are inwardly ferocious wolves, paraphrasing the Gospel of Matthew chapter 7 at verses 15. It is day by day becoming patently clear that Kenya Kwanza lied to this land. The finance bill is a clear affirmation of their falsehoods, and we ask all members of Parliament, regardless of their coalition affiliation, to stand with the people of Kenya and reject the bill in its totality, line by line. We will push for an open vote where one's name is called out and he or she openly affirms yes or no. Kenyans want to know whether you are with them or against them. Because this is a matter so basic. Either we are going to achieve Vision 2030 or we are going to completely ruin the future of this country through impossible taxation. We too ask unions and other organizations to remit rejection memoranda on the anti-Kenyan proposition. This is our appointed time to make a difference. And today here in Yatta, under the Yatta Ukambani Sun, we ask all Kenyans to join in the noble cause of political and economic liberation of our country. I thank you. May God bless Kenya. May God... Wiper! This is a collective effort. Bunge la Wananchi, Rafa Okule, at that level, everybody. These are the young men and women who fought so hard and campaigned for the candidates who made it. And I think there are friends here I want to, please nipatie, there are people here we must recognize. Some of them are the visitors of Senator Agnes Kavindu. But let me point out some of our visitors. Nashid Shah of Ramco Group Companies. Nashid is in the house. That gentleman and his company was able to print. Sometimes we did not even have money to pay for the materials ya wiper. Alikuwa na print na anatupatia. Tumpigie makofi Nashid. I don't even think we have to date even paid him. Then our brothers here, my brother Reverend Dr. Joseph Mutuki, lecturer at Daystar University, and my friend Mutua. Mutua, that's my friend Peter Jacob. We gave him the name Mutua with Ndiguna. We have Mkamama team, who are led by their national chair, Tabitha Mutero. And we also have Matatu Owners Association Director, Steve Njenga. Can you please mkono Steve Njenga? They are right behind our party leader. We thank you, because we know the Matatu Owners actually stood with us. As you remember, Ndugu, we met them somewhere near the breweries, and they came out very strongly. I want to thank, in a very particular way, our friends, business community for Mavoko and the river. Our chairman Mwimi. You lost Chairman Musembi. and you gave Musembia a heroic send-off. Those are men and women who really take to heart the cause for this community and for this nation. Chairman Julius Mutua, tunawashukuruni sana. Mutua Kavungu. Wiper NEC members, again, I want to think, really stand up. The NEC National Elections Board, could you please stand? Led by Agatha Solitei again. I saw Kibara. I saw Abdulaziz. I don't know whether they're still in the house. I saw them. Tuwapigie makofi, because they're the ones, that particular lady actually midwifed all of you, those who are in position. So now, I want to, wale ambao hatuja watambua sasa hivi, mjue kwamba mnakaribishwa sana. And as I said, don't be in a hurry. Today I pleaded with my brother that we don't live in a hurry. Sasa Olendama, we have a date with me. Tukitoka hapa tunaelekea Ukasi. If you know where Ukasi is, utarudi Narok, tutakaa huku. Again, I just want to, in a very special way, know the governors made it. This function was heavily supported by Governor Avinya, Governor Junior, and Governor Malombe. Senator Kavindu, thank you very much. Kamene County Women Rep, they're even sending some money inaingia kwa M-Pesa inasema imejaa. Haiwezi kutoka. Where is Mheshimiwa Kamene? Those Mheshimiwa Raila are the Machakos girls. The governor, the senator, and the county women rep. And they are doing a brilliant job. Tuwapigieni makofi. Tuwapigieni makofi. So now we propose, because we said hatutaenda haraka. Kwanza county government wametuwekea hata mataa. Kwa hivyo usiku, don't be afraid, hakutakuwa na giza. Somebody, what's the name of the CEO wa Energy? Kirema. Bwana Ngovi, thank you very much. Na Bwana Kirema, tunashukuru. So we are properly catered for. Nobody therefore should live in a hurry. Mheshimiwa Basil, this is a young man, member for YATA, who has worked with the United Nations. Actually, the last posting was in Turkey under United Nations Secretary General. We have talent. We have real talent in this young man and others. Mama Rose Museo never tired. She was a midwifed BBI and appointed by Ndugu Raila na Uhuru that time. And you had say, all is not lost. We have people, this community has a problem. What is it, the name of a Haina, Mheshimiwa Kioni? What is a Haina in Kikuyu? Hiti. Hiti. Wakamba anaita watoto ile majina mbaya. Anaita Mbiti. Mwingine wanaita some very strange names. But through the example of Mama Rose Museo, the name Museo means good one, excellent one. And I know it was because of the fear of the spirits taking, the clergy may want to agree with me, if you do some research, unaita mtoto jina mbaya, so that the spirits are not interested in them. Now we have to bless our children. Tunawaita progressive, tunawaita glorious. Yeah? So, but I am going to ask Senator Kavindu to come now and introduce our friends from the US. Just come right away before we call Baba. Because you know them. And these, some of them, she told me, when there was a bomb blast in Nairobi, this senator went all the way and worked with people. And there's an international interest where the US government, I think, is being called to order by some of the men and women who came at the invitation of the Senate, the Kenyan Senate. Because you will speak later, introduce those ones.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Excellency. Can you please be upstanding as I introduce you? We have Reverend Andrew, who is from Kenya, who has also come with a bishop from US, Bishop Getane, who is born in Ethiopia but has lived in the US for the last 25 years.
Welcome.
We have a senator friend of Senator Beth Siengo,
yeah.
Senator Morgan from all the way from Zimbabwe. He is here. And we thank you so much for coming. You are most welcome here in Ukambani. Your Excellency,
thank you.
Your Excellency, this bishop here is not the person I talked to you about.
I see. Thank you.
That's a lawyer, and I will talk to you later about them. Even Baba knows him, and I want us to hold hands together with the whole House of Senate and pass this bill, this motion, so that our people can be compensated, because we are talking of 25 years down the line, our people waiting for justice, Baba. We must give our people of 1998 bomb blast justice.
Thank you.
So that they can be compensated.
Thank you. I've just seen my son Zamir. Can you stand? He's a rally driver. One time he was seen, I think he appeared in the Forbes book of the most promising young men. That's a friend of Kevin. Thank you, Zamir, and all the others. Now, please join me. And I said, please, we are so many, and I wouldn't want anybody to leave a feeling that they are not being properly recognized and or spoken. We have, of course, a very able young man who is a minority leader, who should actually be majority leader, Upya Wandai, who will introduce members of parliament. But when it comes to that, for now, please, let us all be upstanding to mkaribishe Baba. Wapi vifijo, vigelegele na nderemo.
You may be seated. Wananchi hoye! Akamba hoye! Asanteni. Akamba mwasio? Mwasio inge? Hey, asanteni sana. Leo ndugu Stephen Kalonzo amenipatia mimi what they call carte blanche, yani an open check. Akaniambia mimi niandike chochote nahitaji, nitaweka trilioni hapo ndani yake. Kwanza nataka kutoa shukrani sana kwa ndugu yetu Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka na wana Wiper kwa kuandaa karamu kama hii. Hii ilikuwa ni karamu ya Wiper ya kutoa shukrani kwa wafuasi yao kwa juhudi na ushindi, lakini wakatualika kama Azimio. Manake Wiper ni kiungo cha Azimio, ati tukuje yote kama viongozi wa Azimio. Kwa mimi nataka kuuliza viongozi wa Azimio ambao wako hapa, wabunge na viongozi wa vyama wasimame. Tuonekane. Umeona? Wengine wakuja hapa, isemekana wakuja hapa juu. Waonekane.
Why are the governors there?
Wale magavana wako wapi?
Magavana. They are the prime elected leaders.
Sasa umeona sura ya Azimio. Kila mtu angalia mbele huko. Kila mtu angalia mbele. Azimio. Inawezekana. Azimio. Inawezekana. Azimio. Inawezekana. Asanteni sana, mnaweza kurudi mketi. Hello? Hello? Nataka vile vile kutoa shukrani kwa rafiki yangu ambaye tunakuwa naye kila mara kwa mara tukifanya mazoezi. Apostle Musili. Huyu ni rafiki yangu sana. Tunafanya naye mazoezi kwa gym. Naona vile sisi tuko fit kabisa. Nzokambia nyinyi tofauti na mambo ya Mungu, yeye ako fit kabisa. Sasa hii hafla ni muhimu sana kwetu kama wana Azimio. Sasa Biblia inasema katika kitabu cha Yohana, John 1, that at the beginning there was Word. Word was with God, and the Word was also God. Sio? Pili, katika hiyo kitabu tu ya Yohana 8:32 mpaka 33, Jesus says that you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Kwa hivyo sasa leo tunasema ukweli. Ukweli mtupu, nothing but the truth. Sasa marehemu Askofu Desmond Tutu wa Afrika Kusini, may the Lord rest his soul in peace, alisema that without truth there can be no justice. Without justice there can be no reconciliation. Without reconciliation there can be no peace. Without peace there can be no development. Haya ukweli mtupu, ya kwamba bila ukweli hatuwezi kukuwa na, bila ukweli hatuwezi kukuwa na haki, na bila haki hatuwezi kukuwa na utengamano. Bila utengamano hatuwezi kuwa na amani, na bila amani hakuna maendeleo. Leo tuko hapa kusherehekea ushindi wa Wiper na ushindi wa Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition. There's no doubt in our mind that Azimio won the elections convincingly. The facts are there. We got the highest number of members of parliament in the country. We got highest number of members of county assemblies in the country. We also won a number of governors and senators. We won in most of the regions, in Nyanza, in Western, in the coast, in Lower Eastern, in Upper Eastern, in Northeastern, in a number of counties within the Rift Valley, in Nairobi, and according to the whistleblower, several countries in the Central Province. With those kind of statistics, how could we lose elections? So we know that we want elections. And that's the reason why we talk with a lot of confidence that we want elections. And people know what transpired. People saw what happened at Bomas of Kenya on the 15th of August. It has never happened anywhere in the world where the Electoral Commission, where the referees in an election disagree publicly. Out of 7 members of the Electoral Commission, 4 said no to the results which were being announced by the chairman of the Electoral Commission. Only 2 said yes jointly with their chairman. Under normal circumstances, those results should not have been accepted. They should not even have, nobody should even have announced them. There was a dispute within the Electoral Commission. And that's why we talk with confidence. 3 and 4. My little knowledge of arithmetic tells me that 4 is bigger than 3. For the first time, we have seen a new math where 3 is bigger than 4. We will not tire telling the truth. We want to make rigging a very, very expensive enterprise. That nobody will ever again think of rigging an election in this country. Without resolving this matter convincingly, there will be no peace in this country. Kenyans will not go back to elections in 2027 and the election will be rigged again. It will never happen again. And we are going to tell them why it will not happen. It will not happen because Kenyans will not accept it. Now we have said that we want to see the truth. You have said that everybody was at fault. When we went to the court, we thought we would get justice in the Supreme Court. We did not get justice. All we got was insults. Insults, matusi matupu. Kwa hivyo sisi tumesema hata Supreme Court itachunguzwa. Itachunguzwa. Hii uamuzi ili and I will quote the ruling that she is convinced beyond reasonable doubt that the IBC deployed virtual private cloud, VPC. Virtual private cloud. I don't know whether she was aware of what she was saying. At no time during the petition did any party submit that IBC deployed a virtual private cloud. It was never an issue. We never submitted on it. Neither did the defense bring it up. How did it come in the ruling? It shows that the ruling was written somewhere by somebody else. So all of this thing was rotten and requires a proper interrogation. We have said, therefore, that we agreed, we are not unreasonable people, that we will talk, we will negotiate. But the negotiations must be structured and must be constructive. All that our team has seen was nothing but stonewalling and time buying. That's why we agreed with the chairman of our bipartisan team, Utende Amolo, say, stop it, stop the rubbish. And we will not go back until they have come down to say A, B, C, D. The issues which are in contention are clear. One, we have said that they must agree that the cost of living is too high for the people of Kenya. Gharama ya maisha imepanda sana. Bei ya unga imepanda. Bado yuko juu. Bei ya mafuta yuko juu. Bei ya petroli yuko juu. Bei ya sukari yuko juu. Hata stima yuko juu. Hata karo ya shule yuko juu. Punda imechoka. As if to add insult to injury, wamekuja na kitu inaitwa finance bill. Finance bill, which is an insult to the people of Kenya. People already are struggling to make ends meet. Now you're adding with a lot of impunity. Alafu nasema ati wapende wasipende. Hiyo lugha tulijua sana wakati ya bwana Salat na bwana Sharif Nasir na bwana Kariki Shotara. Wapende wasipende. Hiyo lugha tulizika. Lugha tulizika. Si punda yako. Mbona tuweke mzigo. There will be no taxation without representation. Hiyo ndio ilileta mapinduzi ya Amerika. Kama hujui. Kwa hivyo huwezi kuongea na madaha na maringo. Atuwe huko na wabunge ambao umenunua. You have a false majority of members of parliament. I want to tell you that those people do not represent the people of Kenya. Those people are going to vote for you merely because you have bribed them. But the people of Kenya don't support it. And we are urging the people of Kenya to withdraw the delegated sovereignty to parliament over this issue. That what parliament passes does not bind the people of Kenya. And the people of Kenya will be entitled to come out and protest and resist repression by this regime. You have said it's not acceptable. Secondly, you have come up with a housing levy. Housing levy. You remember housing levy? Mimi najua sana. Wangekuja kwangu kwa mafunzo. Ningewafundisha. Hawajui. You cannot introduce additional tax when the economy is in depression. You can't do it. And where did you get the 3% from? If you're saying it's investments, how about the employer? 3%. Employers investing in what? Additional tax of 3% on an employer. That is completely unsustainable. So we said this thing need to be shelved and must be shelved. Secondly, servers. Ifunguliwe. Sifunguliwe. Sifunguliwe. Kama ifunguliwe. Sio. Maana yake wengine wanasema ati servers zilifunguliwa, ati inaona kama bwana Halwali anamwambia Sifuna ati masanduku 4 boxes zilifunguliwa kwa iko sawa sawa. Hizo masanduku si sawa. Bwana Halwali rudi kwa shule. Saba ni ile ambayo ilirushwa kwa runinga kutoka kwenye kituo cha kupiga kura, na wengine kutoka kwa ile ya constituency, na moja kwa moja ikaingia ndani ya nyungu ambayo inaitwa kwa kimombo sava. Sanduku ya kura si sava, bwana Sanduale. Sasa tumesema hiyo sava mpaka ifunguliwe. Tulisikia kwamba wameweka vijana 2,000 ambayo wanajaribu kubadilisha maneno ndani ya hiyo sava. Tunawaangalia, tunawaona, mwambie we, mtaona mkicheza. Tatu, mambo kuingilia vyama vya Azimio. Kenya Kwanza ilikuwa na vyama vyake ambayo waliingia huko kwa hiari. Kuna zingine ambazo ziliingia ndani ya Azimio kwa hiari na waliweka sahihi. Kulikuwa na mkataba baina ya Azimio na hizi vyama zote hizi. Baada ya uchaguzi umeingia kununua hizi vyama. Kwanza ilikuwa ni UDM ambayo ilikuwa ni chama chetu cha Azimio. Bila notisi nasikia jamaa wamevuka mpaka, wameenda mgambo hili. Huyu bibi anatoka bila kupeana talaka. Hakuna talaka. Hata Kiislamu hiyo si halali. Si mpaka peana talaka. Kwa hivyo hiyo kutoka kwake sisi hatutambui. UDM bado ni hapo kwetu. Akitaka warudishe mahari, ndio tutaweza kuwaruhusu. Wale wote. Pili, sasa Jubilee wamekataa kutoka. Unanunua wale wabunge ati wao wanataka sasa wao ndio officials ya Jubilee, wanataka kutoka na Jubilee wengine pande ile. Hakuna kitu kama hiyo. Jubilee tulilipa mahari, ni yetu, na wamekataa kutoka. Unataka Jubilee atoke? Si wamekataa kutoka? Alafu sasa unachukua wale wajumbe, unapeleka kule, unapewa rupurupu, sasa nyinyi ndio officials, natambua. Sasa nasema mimi natambua fulani kama party leader kama mimi. Ujinga hiyo. Si ujinga hiyo. Ni sasa gani hiyo? Hatuwezi kubali kama hiyo. Hiyo ni matusi ambayo mtu anafanya mchana kwa kutoheshimu vyama vingine. Kama wajumbe wanataka kuvuka mpaka, tulikuwa tumeweka sheria tangu tuliporidhisha mfumo ya vyama vingi katika taifa letu. Hiyo sheria imekuwa inaheshimiwa. 1992-93 tulipoingia kwa bunge, kwa mara ya kwanza kuna wabunge ambao walivuka mpaka. Wa kwanza alikuwa anaitwa Charles Likoa, mwingine Dr. Protas Mamanyi kutoka Bonchari. Walienda kwa by-election. Apili Wawire kule Malava alirudi kwa by-election. Javan Shavanga, Banomani na Jafet Shamala alirudi kwa by-election. Nicodemus Haneri alirudi kwa by-election. Ocholo Gur hata Tomo Bondo alirudi kwa by-elections. Wale wote ambao walikuwa wanavuka wanaingia kwa KANU walikuwa wanarudi kwa by-elections. Kwa hivyo hao wabunge wa Jubilee ambao wanataka kuingia Kenya Kwanza warudi kwa by-elections. Warudi kwa by-elections. Tumesema juzi na tunarudia tena hapa, tunaambia registrar wa political parties and the RITU, jichunga sana, chunga sana. Hatuwezi kukubali uingilie mambo ya ndani ya chama na kufanya mapinduzi ndani ya chama. Hiyo sio kazi yako. Chama ni wanachama, Na juzi Jubilee iliandaa mkutano wao kubwa zaidi kule katika Rescos, na tulikuwa kama wanazimio, na wakipitisha resolutions pale kamili ya kutoa wale jamaa kwa mamlaka na wakapeleka huko. Tunataka wale officials ambao wameletwa wapya wasajilishwe mara moja. Hatutaki register political parties ambayo mtumishi wa umma kujaribu kufanya siasa na vyama vya siasa. Yeye ni mtumishi, na kama yeye anacheza atoki. Asipotoka tutamtoa hii. Maana yake sasa yeye amekuwa mtumishi wa ikulu, wa State House. Anatumwa na ikulu. Kwa hivyo yale ni yote ni masharti ambayo tumesema mpaka yatimizwe kama timu ya ukitindi ya ujarudi huko kwa hiyo mazungumzo. Tunaelewana vizuri. Ingine sisi tumesema ati sasa wale ambayo wataendelea na mazungumzo ni wao peke yao. Sisi kama wanazimio hatutaendelea na mazungumzo na hao watu. Unasema nini? Hello? 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 Asanteni. Asanteni, tumesikia. Hello? Hello?
They are saying, tangazo maandamano, look at that, they're shouting in here.
Hello? Hello? Bado yuko na moja mebaki. Jamaa mwingine anakutaja jina lake sitaki. Anasema ati Kenya ni kampuni. Kenya ni kampuni ambaye kuna hisa. Kuna watu ambao wako na hisa mingi, wengine wana chache, wengine hawana chochote. Hoi hai, hawinde. Kama sisi hatuna hisa, tunafanya nini Kenya? Kwanza, amesema kwa ajira ni wale ambao walipiga kura tu kwa Kenya kwanza watapata ajira. Na mmeona vile wanapeana ajira. Pena ajira. Jamaa anafanya kama yeye haishi hapa Kenya hii. Ukisoma Kenya Gazette kila wiki eneo moja peke yake. Peke yake. Peke yake. Tunataka kuambia kwamba Kenya iko na makabila 45. Na kuna mmoja ambaye iko hapa kwa kibali au kwa mwaliko ya mengine. Wakenya wote wako hapa kwa haki yao. Na wote wanatoa ushuru. Wote wanatoa ushuru. Hakuna eneo ya Kenya ambayo watoa ushuru. Unasanya pesa kwa watu wetu, alafu wewe unatumia hiyo kwa maendeleo upande yako peke yake. Ajira kali unapaka kabila yako peke yake. Kabila yako peke yake. Wanaongea hata lugha yao peke yake katika maofisi ya serikali. Hizi ni matusi. Ni matusi. Huna haki Bwana Ruto kufanya hiyo kwa Wakenya. huna haki kututoza ushuru alafu unapatia watu yako peke yake. Kazi unapatia watu yako peke yake. Kila mahali ukipatia Mkamba unatoa ati hata Mkamba amepata, hata Mjaluo amepata, hata kama Mkisii amepata. Hao ni Wakenya. Unaajiri PS permanent secretaries 51, hakuna hata Mkisii moja huko, hata moja. Hata katika cabinet yako parastatal zote unazajaza directors, chief executives, chairman na kadhalika, kabila moja peke yake. Hiyo ni haki? Hiyo ni haki? Hiyo ni haki? Sisi tumekataa. Tumekataa. Tumesema ya kwamba sisi ni Wakenya bila mwaliko ya mtu yote. Wakenya wako na haki. Kama wewe unasema, wewe naibu yako ndiye amesema ati hao watu watakuwa naangalia tu, yeye kazi yake kukaa pale kuangalia kama gatekeeper, wewe huko na shangapi, wewe huna chochote, rudi nyuma. Wewe kuja hapa mbele hapa namna hiyo. Na wewe hujakanusha hiyo. Tunampatia wewe wiki moja kukanusha yale maneno haya. Usipokanusha hiyo, tutaandika kwa Umoja wa Mataifa tunataka self determination. We are Kenyans by right. We cannot be discriminated against every day. We got a new constitution with the Bill of Rights, which must be respected by this government. You continue to violate the Bill of Rights in our constitution, discriminating against other Kenyans. And we are saying that this must stop forthwith. And we must begin the process of correcting all these imbalances so that we know how many ministers do you have and where do they come from? How many permanent secretaries do you have? Where do they come from? Parastatals, how many are they? And who will the leaders come from where? And so on. So that every Kenyan community must feel completely accommodated in the government. Kwa hivyo sisi kama wanazimio hatutaki fujo. Tunataka amani. Tunataka amani. Lakini ili tuwe na amani mpaka tutayarishe kwa vita, sio? Sivyo? Sivyo? Kwa hivyo tumemwambia Bwana Ruto ya kwamba kabla tujafika kwa ile mambo yako ya budget, mambo yale yote yarekebishwe. Sivyo? Isipofanyike namna hiyo, unajua. Unajua. Si unajua? Si unajua? Unaunga mkono? Unaunga mkono? Azimio la Yata. The Yata Declaration. The people of Azimio assembled here in Yata declare, one, that the cost of living must be brought, come down. Two, that the servers, the presidential elections 2022 must be opened for auditing. Sawa? Sawa? 3, that the officials of Jubilee whose names have been presented to the Register General be registered forthwith and cease from interfering with the affairs of Jubilee Party and all other political parties affiliated to Azimio. No. Tatu, begin the correction of imbalance in appointment in all public positions in the country, or we will call for self-determination. As many as those of some opinions say aye, as many as of contrary opinion say nay, the ayes have it. Nikiwa hapa Yata, mimi naongea bila wasiwasi wowote. Hapa tuko hapa, pande ile ni Athi River naendelea huko chini. Ngambo ile nyingine ni Tana niko pande ile. Between two major rivers of Kenya, with two great rivers here going down, which have got a history and which can eventually become the breadbasket in our country. So I just remember, like Bob Marley who remembered, between the rivers of Babylon,